One evening I was watching TikTok on my bed before I started to sleep and I came across of a video of a old cartoon character that I knew. While I was watching that video, I started to think about my favorite childhood characters and I noticed a pattern of my likings. I noticed that I have a huge liking for plant-based characters or characters who have some nature powers and characters who mostly wear green clothes. Even if the character was not nature-powered one, I still like them because my child brain saw green equals nature power. A flawless mindset, I know. My liking of characters has changed for now, of course, but I still notice that I have a soft spot for nature-powered characters. Of course, there are exceptions like Perfuma from She-Ra. I do not care about her. I'm sorry, she has her moments in the show, but she's not my favorite one. The first character that came to my mind when I thought about this was Flora from Winx Club from season 1. We are not talking about the horrific things she has become in the newer seasons. Ew. Now, who is Flora? She is the fairy of nature, so she checks immediately the box of nature power characters. I remember that at first I didn't care about any of the characters in this show. Sure, I watched anything that was given to me at that age, but Winx Club had magic and most importantly, they had dragons. I was a huge dragon fan when I was a kid, so when the show showed the dragons on the screen, I loved it and I was hooked. But the show was not about the dragons, so that was kinda disappointing. They perhaps showed the dragons just in one episode. Sad. Now, what got my interest in Flora in the end was her powers, yes, but also her personality was perfect for my liking as a young kid. She was always so calm and reasonable. She acted so mature and she was like the adult of the group. Her soft-spoken way of speaking. Also, I do know that I did watch the Finnish dub Winx, as we all probably know, but I just want to remind you all of that. The voice actor did well to keep her same as the original voice actor. A random fact, when I was a kid, I didn't care about pink as a color. Like when I was very young. I was too good for that lovely color, but on Flora, I let it slide, as her fairy form has a pink dress. But she looked so good in that color and my weird hatred towards pink just faded away. But only on her, no one else got the cut. And I like the color on her. I also have to say that I've seen like 3 seasons of this show when I was little, so if her personality changed as much as her skin tone over the seasons, I have no idea about that. I also have not watched the Winx Club Netflix adaptation and I am not going to watch it. But here's my attempt at solving Flora. The second character that came to my mind was really obvious, to me at least, as it was Bulbasaur and its evolved forms too, the first grass-type Pokemon. My personal favorite Pokemon of all the time. Bulbasaur has it all. It's cute, it has the best smile, and it has the shape of a friend. A fact for you all non-Bulbasaur plush collectors, all the official plushies have a hole in the top of the onion and you can stick anything in it, even another Bulbasaur. The hole is in all of my official Bulbasaur plushies and I don't have too many of them. And the fake one doesn't have the hole in the onion, but I can also be wrong about this. I don't consider myself a huge Pokemon fan if I look at my friends who can name most of the Pokemons and played all the games. I don't get the new games immediately or at all, and I don't really watch the anime anymore. I have owned Pokemon White for years now, and I still have not finished it. Really pathetic, I know. But I did finish the main story of Pokemon Shield, but I don't even remember have I done the last Elite battles. I have also played Pokemon Legends Arceus just few hours after I got it in second hand, so I look up all the new games when they announce them in Nintendo Direct, but I don't go crazy over them. I know which game I would get if there were two of them, but getting them is not guaranteed for me. I also had a really long period when my thoughts about Pokemon were really small, but then I saw a group on Facebook, Bulbasaur propaganda, and my love for this Pokemon just flared up, and now I have a lot of Bulbasaur stuff. I am half glad that I live in Finland and getting merch of Pokemon franchises outside cons. It is rare if you don't go to game stores or big stores in here, and even more rare is to find anything about Ivysaur and Venusaur in here. Also, as a Bulbasaur fan, yes, I do hate Charizard. I hate that fire lizard so much. All the evolves and the forms, no matter what it is. I hate it. I hate them. But here's my attempt of drawing my beloved favorite Pokemon Bulbasaur. The third character that I could think of is Cornelia Hale, the Guardian of Earth from Witch. Now I remember watching this show a lot when I was a kid. I read the comics when I was a kid, and I even had a board game of Witch when I was a kid. But I don't have any memory of this show, except that I like Cornelia and what kind of character she was. Everything I know about the show right now is that they were girls and they go to another universe and fight something. No other memory. The funny thing is we compare Cornelia and Flora with each other and their personalities. They are like sun and the moon. So different from each other, and yet I really liked her and all the little drama she was always in. But because I do not have so many memories of her, I really cannot talk about her, but here's my drawing of Cornelia. Fourth character that I remember liking a lot is Poison Ivy by DC Comics. I also don't have a lot of memory of Ivy because she was not the most popular character to have screen time on whatever Batman cartoon I was watching as a kid. But I do remember seeing an old Batman movie with actors, and Ivy was in that movie, and I was so happy. It was my favorite Batman movie for so long, and for my luck, the movie came so many times onto TV. I liked a lot of heroes from DC back then, but Ivy was always in my mind when I was watching Batman cartoons, and I was hoping that she would be the villain of the episode, but most of the time it was Joker. For now, I'm more of a Marvel fan as DC became too dark themed for my liking. I like my superheroes funny and not too serious. My knowledge of DC and Marvel is really limited as I'm not that huge fan of either of the companies. If I find a character that interests me, I search them up, but nothing else really. But Ivy is still one of my favorite characters from DC, and it's always so nice to see her randomly pop up somewhere with Harley Quinn, and I am happy for them. As this video has taken time to make, I must say that the Batman Caped Crusader has got my interest really strongly. I don't know if Ivy will be in that show, but if she is, I'd be happy. The new designs of the villains in that cartoon are so good. I love them, and I have not watched the show even. But here's my attempt at drawing Ivy. Now that I got my plant-based characters, I still have characters that I liked a lot when I was younger, and I believe that I liked them because they wore green clothes, and we all know green equals plant characters. The first green clothes characters is Buttercup from Powerpuff Girls. Maybe it was her tomboyish personality that got my attention, as I could have seen myself on her most, or maybe I was already into mean characters back in the day, as much as I'm now. I was never that huge fan of Powerpuff Girls, as I knew there were more suitable shows for my liking, and I do believe I've only seen a handful of the episodes, to be honest. I also found the anime adaptation when I was young. I watched it somewhat, as the episodes I saw were on YouTube. I didn't know any other video places, so YouTube was my Crunchyroll back in the day, and I do believe it was many other kids' Crunchyroll back in the day. And also in the anime, I did like Buttercup the most. And here is attempt on drawing Buttercup. She looks very weird to be alone without her sisters, but let's not think about that. The second character that I liked and I still like is Shego from Kim Possible. I do believe this is not surprising at all that Shego is on my list, as I do believe she is on many people's childhood favorite character lists. She was everything I liked. She was strong, mean woman. Her personality was top tier and she was almost in every episode. Also, I liked her more than I liked Kim or Ron or the bald rat Rufus. Shego was just doing her job and she was doing it well. I remember seeing the Shego original story and her brothers, but I did not like that episode at all when I was younger. I liked it when she was a baddie young.
Oni?
Yes?
Aren't you Finnish?
I very much am, yeah. Can you notice it from my accent?
Yes, but as you are a Finnish person, I think you are leaving a very, very important character out of your list. Someone that a Finnish person like you could put on your list of green characters.
Ah, you sneaky little thing. Yes. I know who we are talking about here. Devastator from Transformers Generation 1.
What? Who the fuck?
Raphael from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
No, not him.
Sam from the Total Spies.
No.
Jake Long, American Dragon.
He's not even green.
Matti Menninkäinen from Hui Hai Hiisi.
Why are you speaking Elven suddenly?
Shalia Moon from Huntik.
No, but she is a
Dragon
baddie.
Justus from Dragon Justus.
Stop giving me old Finnish cartoons that nobody knows about.
The Green Tiger from He-Man.
Tiger.
Yeah.
Snufkin. I'm talking about Snufkin from Moomin.
Oh, but why didn't you say that you were talking about him? Yeah, Snufkin, yeah. A lot of Finnish people and perhaps Swedish and Japanese people can all agree that Snufkin was a special little traveler man who most of us probably liked. I did like him. Moomin Troll is a good character, yes, but I'm on Team Snufkin. If we look at these two characters. Also, one fact why Snufkin was my favorite character was the fact that the little dragon liked Snufkin also. We are going back on the dragons here. If dragons liked a character, I liked the character also. I think I have to make it really clear which Snufkin I'm also talking about here, as there are many Snufkins. But the Snufkin I'm now referring is the 1991 one, the anime one. A relaxed man who just liked to fish and sit by his tent and go away every winter just to come back when it's spring. What a man! Also, he's the bad boy of the Moomin Valley. The criminal. So who can blame me that I liked him? Also, I like his dad. Thank you all for watching this little different video from me. I have been drawing a lot lately, so I wanted to take a full advantage of my inspiration in here. You can find all my art on my Twitter or X. I keep saying Twitter, I am sorry. But I still have not found a good art place to upload my art, but I will find one in the future when I start to look again. I am just really picky of the platform, but I hope to see, especially you, in the next video of mine. Moi moi!